Howdy y'all, it's James with Deep in the Heart of Disc Golf, Team Black Zombie here with something pretty cool. We have just came in on a shipment, the Warbird by Lone Star Discs. This is in the Lima Plastic. It's the brand new plastic with the Artist Series stamp on the front. This is a very light plastic. You can definitely feel it as soon as you pick it up. This is 149 grams, so it's extremely light, and I would say anywhere from 80 to 85% of the weight is in the rim alone. It's pretty thin in the middle here, and so a significant amount of the weight is dispersed to the outside, and it still lets you get a good grip here. But I'm expecting this to have a straighter flight than the typical Warbird for me. However, it will probably not cover the same amount of distance. It's not going to create the same amount of momentum. However, it will take less to get started. You don't really have to put as much force into it to get that similar flight you would expect from the numbers on the Warbird. I will be comparing it here to an Artist Series Warbird in the Alpha Plastic. This is going to come in at 173, I believe, and it is going to fly more overstable, I would assume, but let's go check it out, do some field work, and see what comes up. The Alpha Warbird typically has a straight shot with significant fade for me, going anywhere from 330 to 370 consistently. Now the Lima Warbird, I noticed more left and right tilt, so we're looking at more high speed turn, more low speed fade, yet I was still able to achieve the same distances for my arm speed between the Lima and the Alpha. The only real difference is that the shot shapes are typically different. The finish is different. In fact, the Lima Plastic, several times when it finished, it would hit the ground on a hyzer and it would actually have an anti-skip where it skipped backwards towards the angle it was just fading from, which was pretty interesting. Now on a backhand, I noticed that the hyzer for an Alpha Warbird was long and bulky with a hard skip. However, for the Lima Warbird, you could flip it up just a little bit and then it would really start to tilt and have that same anti-skip once it hits the ground. All right, we're back at the house. We have the Lima Warbird here. Final thoughts. Things I love about this, I love that they kept the rim intact, so it feels very identical to the original Alpha Warbird here. So I feel like I'm getting a great forehand grip, a quick release, a good chunk for the backhand grip to get that distance. Nothing was sacrificed there, just really a lot of weight taken out of the middle, it feels like. So there is more give. There's a little heartbeat here whenever you're holding it. So it seems like most of the weight came out of the middle there, and that's good for me. I love to have that rim. It's part of the appeal of the Warbird in general. Now, another great part of this Warbird is the fact that you can create different shot shapes with the same mold. That's part of the reason why you would go with Alpha or Bravo or Glow. However, this has a significantly different shape compared to the Alpha or the Bravo or the Glow. You're really looking at more left and right movement overall. So I see this being a disc I would want to move in and out of the bag, try out a little bit, see if I can use it as a complement to the Alpha Warbird and really get that big motion, whether I need to go around some trees and then fade back, or if I have a shot in the woods that I need a specific line for, this might be a go-to. I'm just worried about, as part of the cons, that it is significantly lighter. This is again 149 versus the 173. So you do tend to have some grip lock issues at times, or you started a little further right than you expected. I didn't have any of those issues when throwing on a flex forehand. It felt good getting it out in front, but on a backhand or on a hyzer forehand, I did notice at times I would drift it off to either the left on the forehand or further right on the backhand. So something to pay attention to make sure that I'm still hitting my marks with this disc. Now, overall, we also got a Mockingbird in, the Lima Mockingbird, and I did notice, I don't have any film on that specifically, but I did notice that there was a quicker flip up with the Lima Mockingbird, and it would turn for longer. Now, it never really turned and burned into a roller, but it did flip up and turn longer and still get that same distance that a Glow Mockingbird that I had would get as well. So again, a different shot shape. The Glow would typically flip up, go straight, finish straight, whereas this Mockingbird that was in the Lima Plastic would go from a hyzer to flip up to turn over and then slowly fade back and end almost exactly in a straight line from when I was throwing it. So very interesting, cool shots to throw. Do I suggest the Lima Plastic? If you have a slower arm speed, I would suggest it. If you're looking for a different shot shape that has more of that left and right motion that you want to learn to control, I do like the idea of having a disc in that Lima Plastic. And I think it's going to help a lot of slower arm speeds create some better shots, be able to flip up disc faster, be able to see more of that turn, and be able to create different shot shapes, which is really the biggest part of the game of disc golf, is creating shot shapes. It's really a setup game. You're trying to set up where you're going to throw the disc, and you're trying to execute with different shot shapes around obstacles. So that is a big deal. I think that's going to be very useful for some slower arm speeds, or even for medium arm speeds like mine, where you're looking to just find those different lines you can create instead of having to find a different disc. You can use the same mold and just be able to create those different lines with that mold. So pretty cool. We have some more reviews coming out. We have the mint lobster that's coming out. We have the black zombie flamethrower coming out, and we're also going to have a top 5 mid-range based out of Texas video as well. The results might surprise you. You'll have to check that one out. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to get your opinions on these discs too. And until next time, catch you later.